I can hear you great. We love you. We believe you. Chris, I love you. I love you. And no matter what, we believe you and we want you to fight no matter what. If a lawyer comes up to you, take it. Take it. Okay, we'll slow down. We'll slow down. We'll slow down. I know we only got a few minutes. I know, Ann. I love you and I believe in you wholehearted. We all do. We all do. And you were railroaded. Oh my goodness. We love you. We love you, Chris. We love you. We love you more than anything.
We're all
okay?
Right. We're all right here.
We're right here, and don't you give up. This is not the end of your story. I just believe. I believe so much. So please do whatever you need to do to find your voice, and just do what you need to do. Okay? You didn't call us. I said, you just didn't want to talk to us, and I had to do everything I had to do to get in there to talk to you. I did whatever I had to do to talk to you. I listened to whatever they had to say to me. But honey, I never believed it, any of it.
Stories are never just black and white. Sometimes the lines blur in ways that leave scars no one can see. Cindy Watts, 7 years after the world learned her son had taken his own family, spoke in a voice that carried both defiance and grief. "I never believed you did it," she told him over the phone, the words catching in her throat. "Your mom is fighting for you out here." Cindy didn't just fight for her son. She fought to reconcile what she thought she knew with what the headlines screamed. And in that private conversation, she revealed layers of the story no news outlet had touched. She spoke of Shanann, not as a villain, but as someone whose presence in their lives had been complicated, demanding, and at times, isolating for Chris. "I didn't like the way she treated him," Cindy admitted, her voice steady despite the weight of 7 years. "When she needed something, he would run. He would get it. We just couldn't get along."
Shanann and I just couldn't get along, and I didn't like the way she treated him when I was around them. Christopher always seemed anxious, and he when she needed something, he would run. He wouldn't walk, he would run, he would get it. He just always seemed to be right there at her beck and call.
"She used my son." There was no bitterness in the accusation, only truth filtered through the lens of a mother, trying to understand how her son, the boy she had raised, ended up in the darkest corner of human behavior. Cindy painted a picture of Chris as a man torn between the demands of a wife he didn't fully understand and a family he desperately wanted to please. It was a perspective that the world rarely considered, the mother's view of the pressures that no one else saw. She recalled moments before the tragedy, the quiet arguments, the subtle tensions, the way Shanann's ambitions sometimes overshadowed the fragile balance of their household. "He loved her," Cindy said, "but there were times. I could see the weight on him, the exhaustion. He wanted to do right, but the constant push, it drained him." And in that voice, over that phone call, Cindy wasn't excusing anything. She was just trying to explain the human being behind the name, the man the headlines had stripped of context. Cindy's words were heavy with regret, not for the mother she had lost, but for the son she still had. 7 years later, she was speaking to a man in prison, trying to bridge the distance wrought by choices that could never be undone. "I'm here," she said. "Even if the world turned against you, even if everyone else forgot, I haven't. I've always been here." It was a conversation about loyalty and love, about understanding and failing, about a mother attempting to reconcile her grief with the reality of a life that had gone tragically wrong. In those minutes on the phone, Cindy Watts offered a glimpse not of a criminal, but of a family. Fractured, complicated, human, and the mother who still refused to give up on her son, even when the world had. Stories are often told from the perspective of those who survive them, those left behind to piece together the fragments of tragedy. But sometimes the truth is not in what is seen or spoken. It is in what lingers beneath, in the shadows of intention, loyalty, and influence. Shanann Watts, a mother, a wife, a dreamer, carried her world on her shoulders, creating life, nurturing ambition, and crafting memories for her children, all while the undercurrents of her home shifted quietly but relentlessly beneath her gaze. At the center of this quiet storm was Cindy Watts, Chris's mother, a woman whose love for her son was unquestionable, yet whose devotion had its own complexities, its own unseen consequences. Cindy had been absent from many of the milestones that define a family. She did not attend Chris and Shanann's wedding, a symbolic act that set the tone for what kind of support she would or would not offer. She did not participate in the ceremonies that marked the beginning of a life together, leaving gaps that Shanann, as the wife and mother, tried desperately to fill. Cindy's absence at the wedding was not merely physical. It was emblematic of a larger pattern. She maintained distance, yet simultaneously exerted a subtle and persistent pressure over the household, over her son, over the choices he made. In interviews and later in phone conversations that surfaced years after the murders, Cindy portrayed Shanann as manipulative, as controlling, as the force that pushed her son into corners he could not navigate. She framed Chris as the victim of an abusive marriage, one in which Shanann's ambition, her drive, her insistence on building a life, were recast as threats, as manipulation, as proof that she was more capable of carrying out the slayings than he could have been. And here lies the tension. Cindy, a mother and a grandmother, positioned herself not as the matriarch who nurtures, protects, or intervenes to prevent harm, but as an advocate for her son regardless of his actions. Even after the unfathomable, the murders of Shanann and the children, Cindy's loyalty remained unbroken, unchallenged, unquestioned, or perhaps unquestionable in her own mind. "I never believed you did it," she said in phone conversations years later, framing Chris as a man manipulated by forces outside himself.
That your mama's been fighting for you. I have been on Channel 7, Channel 9 in Denver, the Denver Post, everybody. All right, now let him talk. Let him talk. Okay. And no matter what, we believe you and we want you to fight, no matter what.
Joanne, I love you and I believe in you wholehearted.
We all do. And you were railroaded. Oh my goodness. We love you. We love you, Chris. We love you.
Love you too.
We love you more than anything.
We're all
okay?
right. We're all right here.
We're right here, and don't you give up. This is not the end of your story. I believe so much. So please do whatever you need to do to find your voice, and just do what you need to do. Okay? You didn't call us. I said, you just didn't want to talk to us, and I had to do everything I had to do to get in there to talk to you. I did whatever I had to do to talk to you. I listened to whatever they had to say to me. So, honey, I never believed it, any of it. They had nothing.
They had nothing, a whole lot to go on. They had the theory. That's all they had.
That's all they had was a theory.
Yeah,
they had nothing.
All that stuff from the other woman. So.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Absolving him of the agency that had led to devastation. She spoke as a mother defending her child, but her voice, her choices, her presence, or lack thereof, raised questions about what it truly means to be a mother. Cindy's role was paradoxical. She was mother, grandmother, mother-in-law, yet the intersections of these roles became battlegrounds, where loyalty and judgment collided. As a mother, she stood by Chris, supporting him, defending him, shielding him from consequences in her words, if not her actions. As a mother-in-law, she cast Shanann as the adversary, painting a narrative of manipulation, ambition, and control, diminishing Shanann's devotion, her work, and her dreams. As a grandmother, she remained absent from key moments in the lives of her grandchildren, missing birthdays, milestones, and the ordinary presence that defines family bonds. Yet she became an ever-present advocate for their killer. In interviews and recounts of her private conversations, Cindy claimed that Shanann's abilities, her drive, her management of the household, and her work made her more capable of the slayings than Chris himself. She suggested that her son was trapped in a marriage of obligations and expectations, caught between his mother's influence and his wife's determination. She framed herself as protector of the vulnerable, yet the vulnerable in this case were the very people who trusted her, relied on her, and lived under the shadow of her influence. Her absence from the wedding, her absence from daily family life, her absence in the moments that could have shaped connections, combined with her ever-present commentary and guidance, created a vacuum. Into that vacuum seeped misunderstanding, tension, and a subtle yet powerful narrative in which Shanann's love, ambition, and care were reframed as threats. Cindy's loyalty to her son, unwavering and absolute, became a force that defined the family dynamic as much as any daily interaction ever could. And yet, for all her influence, Cindy's narrative never positioned herself as a participant in the tragedy. She remained, in her mind, the voice of reason, the advocate, the protector. But through her eyes, through her words, one sees the complexity of a mother whose love shields one child while simultaneously ignoring, diminishing, or undermining the lives of others. It is a portrait not of malice, not of outright villainy, but of selective devotion, of a moral compass aligned with her perception of loyalty, regardless of cost. As Shanann labored to build a family, to nurture her children, to balance ambition with the ordinary demands of life, Cindy's presence, though physically distant, was emotionally intrusive. Every conversation with Chris, every claim of manipulation, every suggestion that Shanann was capable of actions beyond her imagination, added tension. Shanann, the protagonist, the mother, the creator of memories, navigated a household where love and loyalty were unevenly distributed, where judgment and protection collided in ways she could not foresee. The tragedy that followed did not emerge from a vacuum. It emerged from choices, from loyalty, from influence, from silence, from absence, from the subtle framing of one woman's narrative over another's life. Cindy's voice, unwavering in support of her son, became a shield for actions that destroyed lives. And in the aftermath, she maintained her stance, framing Chris as the victim of a manipulative, ambitious wife, and herself as the advocate, the protector, the unwavering mother. It is a story of love, absence, influence, and consequence, a story in which the line between support and enabling becomes indistinguishable. Shanann Watts, the devoted mother, the dreamer, the protagonist of her own story, faced forces within her family that history rarely scrutinizes: the influence of a mother-in-law, the selective loyalty of a grandmother, the reframing of events by someone whose love for her child overshadowed her recognition of the lives destroyed. In examining Cindy Watts, we confront questions that linger uncomfortably. What does it mean to be a mother? A mother-in-law? A grandmother? When does love for one child blind you to the needs of others? And when influence is wielded subtly, invisibly, in ways most of the world cannot see, who bears the burden of consequence, and who remains shielded behind a narrative of devotion. Shanann worked tirelessly to create life, to nurture joy, to build a family she envisioned in its fullness. Cindy, by contrast, worked tirelessly in her own way, to protect, to influence, to guide her son. Yet her guidance came at the cost of perception, at the cost of engagement with the family she never fully joined, and at the cost of her grandchildren's moments left unshared. And as the echoes of that absence and influence ripple forward, we are left to ask, can love, so absolute in one dimension, become complicity in another? And yet, even 7 years later, the echoes of those lives cannot be silenced. The laughter of a little girl, the curious eyes of a boy, the warmth of a mother who dreamed endlessly for her children, all of it remains frozen in time, stolen before its fullness could ever be known. No absence, no apology, no narrative can return what was taken. Memories linger like shadows, a testament to the love that once filled a home, now replaced by silence. Shanann's hopes, her children's innocence, the life they could have lived together, gone. And Cindy Watts's unwavering loyalty to her son cannot undo the reality that a family was erased, that moments that should have been lived, celebrated, and cherished will never come again. 7 years have passed, but the pain is unyielding, the loss eternal, and the question remains, haunting and relentless. How do we honor those stolen lives when their presence is forever gone?
Good morning, Ms. Towers.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And if I can have you folks introduce yourself for the record.
I'm Cindy Watts.
Ron Watson.
Thank you. And I have authorized you to make a statement to the court as paternal grandparents of the children. And if you choose not to make a statement, but your designee, Ms. Powers, chooses to, she can do so as well. How would you like to proceed
Can
today?
I read that?
Yeah, do you want me to start?
I want you to start, but I would like to read
Who's going to be speaking today?
Your Honor, initially, they've asked me, and they're hoping that they have the strength to speak, but if they do not, they've written out their statements and asked me to finish for them. So
That would be fine. Who would like to go first?
if I could start, Your Honor. On behalf of the Watts, Your Honor, and to the community, we thank you for the opportunity and the recognition under the Victim Bill of Rights. We come today as the grandparents and the parent of the daughter and children whose life was taken in this case. We are not here to ask for leniency. We are not in any way condoning or tolerating the crime that has occurred and the pain that has been caused. We join in our daughter-in-law and grandchildren's family in saying this should never have happened. This is not condonable. This is something that we will never get over. We appreciate the consideration that everyone has paid, most especially the families that have lost everyone. We appreciate that they begged for Christopher's life. We agree and echo what they have said, that it is not his place to take anyone's life, nor would it be our place as a community to take his life. So we thank you for the opportunity and for every consideration and effort that's been put out. The prosecution in this case has in fact respected the Victim Bill of Rights. They took the time to explain that the information that my clients had at the time that they were interviewed was not correct. They were misinformed. They were searching for answers. They were not intending to cause any pain to anyone, and they appreciate that the prosecution answered their questions and gave them the time and the respect and the consideration so that they could tell this court and everyone in this community that the interview content was not their message, that they accept that their son has done this, that they accept that he chose to plead guilty, that he sought and requested their consent and agreement for a life sentence. They appreciate that he is given the opportunity to serve that life sentence. It is his responsibility, it is his sentence, and it is not enough to make up for what has done. We understand and we join the family in that we have questions. We don't know how such a thing could possibly happen, or that a man that was responsible for raising his children and protecting his wife would take the steps that he did, and that he would disregard their bodies and the love that he had for them and they had for him and everyone else, and take the gestures and put this community through the investigation and the discovery and the responsibility of bringing justice. We do not understand that. We do not think it was appropriate. We cannot begin to think that an explanation will ever justify it. My clients indicate that they understand that a full opportunity for a confession with all of the responsibility and accountability has not occurred. And they support the family in the request that that happen, if not today, at an appropriate time, in an appropriate manner, so that everyone can have peace, to understand to the best of their ability the details that they need and to have their questions answered. And by giving this opportunity of a life sentence, we hope that he embraces that moment. That had the death penalty been pursued, there would not have been an opportunity to be accountable and to give a full confession. And had the death penalty been sought, counsel would have fought for his life, the prosecutors would have been engaged in a multiple-year battle, the families would have been torn apart, this community would have had to subsidize it and endure it, and we have so much respect and gratefulness that that did not happen. We would strongly encourage Christopher Watts to give that full confession in the tone and in the timing that he thinks is appropriate with the guidance of his counsel. We feel that it would be appropriate and helpful to ease the pain and the suffering. But we also say we don't think that there's anything that he can say that will ever account for his behavior. There's nothing that can be done to cure the harm he has caused. And he has the responsibility to serve his sentence with dignity and with regard for everyone, and to spend every breath that he has left in an atonement for what he has done. Do you want to read it?
Yes.
If I could just have you state your name for the record.
Cindy Watts.
Thank you.
My name is Cindy Watts. I am the grandmother of two beautiful granddaughters, Bella Marie, Celeste Catherine Watts. I am also the mother of Christopher Watts, who I will be directing most of my statement to. First, I'd like to begin by recognizing the absolute horror of this crime and acknowledging the devastating loss that both the Rusek family as well as our family have faced. Our families have been irreparably broken by the needless deaths of Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Nico. This is something we will never get over. We will always mourn the loss of our family, and in that we are united in our grief. I am still struggling to understand how and why this tragedy occurred. I may never be able to understand and accept it, but I pray for peace and healing for all of us. Now to my son Christopher, I have known you since the day you were born into this world. I have watched you grow from a quiet and sweet, curious child who Bella reminded me so much of, to a young man who worked hard in sports and later mechanics to achieve your goals. You are a good friend, brother, father, and son. We have loved you from the beginning, and we still love you now. This might be hard for some to understand, how I can sit here under these circumstances and tell you, although we are heartbroken, although we can't imagine what could have led us to this day, but we love you. Maybe you can't believe it either. As the Lord said in Jeremiah 3:31, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, I have continued my faithfulness to you. And you, as your mother, Chris, I have always loved you, and I still do. I hate what has happened. Your father and sister and I are struggling to understand why. But we will remain faithful as your family, just as God remains faithful because of his unconditional love for us all. We love you. And we forgive you, son.
Thank you.
Judge, if I could read Mr. Watts' statement.
Yes.
My name is Ronnie Watts, and I am the grandfather of Bella, Celeste, Nico Watts, and I am the father of Shannan. I am the father of Christopher Watts as well. And one of the most important things I've done in my life is to raise my children and to watch as they started their own families. I spent many years coaching Little League and talking to my son, taking him to the races, and sharing my love and knowledge of cars with him. He was just as involved with his girls. I believe he loves his girls. I know he does. This tragedy has impacted my family in so many ways. Beyond losing my precious grandchildren, our beloved daughter-in-law, we are forced to question everything. We still don't have all the answers, and I hope one day, Christopher, you can help us. Chris, I want to talk to you as a father and son. You are here today accepting responsibility, but I want to tell you this now. I love you. Nothing will ever change that, and I want you to find peace, and today is your first step. The Bible says if we confess our sins, God is faithful and just and will forgive us. Chris, I forgive you, and your sister forgives you, and we will never abandon you.
Hi guys. Bella, you gonna say hi to everybody? Since you took over since you took over my camera, went live like 5 times. No, you can't eat the whole thing. Peel this. Peel it like that, peel it. So I woke up this morning to this beautiful face climbing in my bed about 6:45, and I wanted to just kind of share what I'm grateful for today. You know, waking up here, being 2 hours behind in Colorado, it's all my friends and family in the East Coast are already awake and going for the day, and it's always a blessing to wake up at 6:45 in the morning here and to see all the text messages saying good morning, have a wonderful day, you're doing amazing, you're wonderful. It's always great getting those messages from your friends, your family, and people that you admire and look up to. And so I wanted to say how grateful I am for all the friends and family that I have in my life that brighten my day every day by just sending me a text message or a picture or a smiley face, or just telling me hello and saying hi. Hey Madison. Hi Bella. Bella, say hi Madison.
Hi, Madison.
Say hi to Kelly.
Hi, Cody.
Say hi Kimberly.
Hi, Jimmy.
Say hi Kim.
Hi, Kim.
You can say Kim. So I just wanted to tell you guys how grateful I am for all of you to be in my life. Do you not like that cheese?
I want to.
You want it?
Yeah.
Wait, okay. And how grateful I am to have my kids in my life and my husband and my family. I can't tell you guys how much I am blessed every day. And so today I want to help somebody. So whether, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be with Thrive. If you need anything, or, you know, just need someone to talk to, just let me know. I don't know what to do with this hair. But I also want to bless somebody through Lavelle, because it's blessed me and my family and given me, okay baby, I'll throw it away. It's given me a second, not necessarily a second chance, but a chance to be the best person that I can be for my family, my kids, and most importantly, my kids and myself. Thrive has been the best thing that I could do for myself to better myself as a person, health-wise, emotionally, physically. It's just given me my happy back, and so I want to give that back to somebody else as well. Miss you too, Kelly. So you guys send me a message. Anyone that's ready to jump on board and to have a better, healthier life, lifestyle and a change, please send me a message. I really, really want to share with everybody what I have been shared with through Lavelle. So shoot me a message, and then we'll go from there. Hi, Christina. Say hi, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Say I miss you too, Kelly.
I miss you too, Kelly.
Say hi, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
Look at the camera. Say hi, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
Say hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
Look at the camera.
Hi, Tyler.
So I'm super excited. I have a lot of volunteers out there that are thriving and finishing up their samples. So shoot me a message, you guys, and share on Facebook what it's done for you in the past couple of days that you've been on it, and how lucky, what you guys are happy about today. Tag me in your post today, guys, and I want to be there for you guys. Hey, Will. Say hi, Will.
Hello.
All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Say have a wonderful day.
How today?
Hi, Jason. Not selling anything. I'm sharing the Thrive experience. The Thrive experience is amazing product that gives you energy, mental clarity, mental focus. It's given me my happy back. It's allowed me to sleep better, be better mom and a wife for my family. There's so many things that Thrive has done for me, but most of all, it's given me a blessing of giving me myself back. So send me a message, Jason. I'd love to talk more about it with you later. Oh, Kelly, I love you. Come visit. Say come for Christmas, Kelly.
Kelly.
See, Kelly, how can you say no to that face? All right, guys, we love you. Hi, Tori. Say hi, Tori.
Hi, Tori.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thrive is amazing, Christina.
I can't.
Jason, it's for everybody. Whether you're my husband takes it, I take it, my mom and dad take it. Everyone in my family is on Thrive. Thrive's for everybody. It's a lifestyle change. It's not for anyone that's necessarily ill. It's literally life changing, and everyone can use it. Even kids, they have Thrive Pay for kids now. So,
my body.
okay, baby. So, shoot me a message. I'd love to talk more to you about it, and we'll go from there. Love you, Kelly. Love you.
Why, Kelly?
Look at the camera.
Why, Kelly?
Look at the camera. All right, see you guys soon. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, buddy.
Say have a great day.
Good day.
Blow kisses. Can you blow them kisses?
Mm-mm.
Blow them kisses.
No.
No. Can they see your costume-like outfit? Show it. It's Supergirl, right? Supergirl. All right, guys. We're going to go wake up Cece. She's in her morning nap. And then I'm going to go play with my kiddos. Have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
I'll describe it. What else?
I know.
What are they doing up here?
I don't want to up here.
They're floating in the water. Like it feels like they're floating in space.
Oh.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
No gravity? You float?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready for the test?
Yeah.
You don't pass?
No.
Do the test.
Yeah. Alright. So what happens in... I know. So what happens in space?
I know.
Do you float?
It's funny.
Do you float or do you sink?
Sink.
Do you float or do you sink?
Float.
Good job. So when you crash in a space shuttle, do you go down a slide or do you jump out?
Jump out.
You go down a slide or do you jump out?
Jump out.
Oh, you didn't get that. You got down a slide.
That was right.
Yes. So when the astronauts are getting very fit, do they lift weights or do they eat McDonald's?
Tunnels.
Do they lift weights or eat McDonald's?
Tunnels.
Okay, you got 1 out of 3 so far. Not doing too well. So when they're
Yay! Simple pose.
where you going? You can walk.
Come on, monkey.
Really?
Yes.
Where is he? Where's Chris?
Daddy.
She looks shocked.
Say hi. Be nice. Want to touch your head? Look at her. Touch your head. She got a nose.
I'll get it. I'll get it. Stay. You're welcome.
Daddy?
Try to get a thick part of my hair.
Can I do your hair?
No, honey, do
Okay,
daddy's.
Daddy's the guinea pig today, okay? Oh my gosh, you see. Oh my gosh.
Mama, homie?
You do it.
You do it.
You got it.
You got it, see. Just don't go through my skull. Thank
You for the birds
girls. Thank you for the sweet.
Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds that sing. Thank you, God, for everything. Amen.
Yeah, knuckles. See what happens here, right? Hold on, kid. I know this is gonna be tragic.
Blanky. Is daddy doing your hair?
Trying to.
Blanky.
No, it's kind of hard to do it that way.
Let daddy do your hair. Hold the brush. Or hold the spray.
Need your hair wet enough? Do I?
Hold the spray. This is epic.
Alright, now I'm confused what I gotta do, right? I don't know what's... yeah. So, Cece, I might just have to comb over your hair like this and say, hey, let me just slick it back a little fast, but it's not parted. We'll go a little Val Kilmer look from Top Gun. Yeah? Let's do it. Do a little hair. Ready? Set?
Cece, what's
Cece,
daddy
I am
doing?
so sorry.
So this is what happens when I go to Dallas. You're not gonna get your hair done.
No, I'll brush it. All done. I'll brush it. We'll do mohawks.
Oh,
I'll put a little gel in it.
I'm
Mohawk.
sorry. We'll teach daddy.